Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is VIII. We are now in time to activate this extra crystal that we activated in the last episode, and we're gonna apparently see the last missing memory of Dana, so let's get straight into that. Three months have passed since Dana visited Seiren Garden. Yeah, it is the part until she goes and locks herself into the tree for thousands of years until Adol comes. White memory.
Please watch your step. It's easy to lose your footing here.
Thank you, Rastal. I can't believe how cold the kingdom has gotten.
Yes. The chill has only intensified since we left 3 months ago.
If this continues, the capital will. I hope everyone who has been evacuated to the palace is safe.
Yes. We must hurry.
I sense something.
What is it, my lady?
I'm not sure. I just felt like we were being watched. Such a cold gust.
Final message of EO?
It seems to have subsided.
Really?
But whatever it was you sensed has been quieted by the wind. I'm sorry I did not act sooner.
It's okay. Please don't concern yourself with it. In situations like this, he reminds me so much of Drian. Still, that presence I sensed, it seemed familiar somehow.
The air is getting colder. Even with our essence equipment protecting us, temperatures this low are still dangerous. We should enter the palace. Lady Olga is expecting us.
Yes.
All the supplies they still have left. I wonder if we're free to roam around in this place, in this memory. So I'm the last one standing. Don't worry, my friend. I'll be with you soon. I'm cold. I heard rumors that there were out of food. If that's the case, then maybe I should... It's over. Eternia's over. We're doomed. Doomed, I say. See ya. Actually, really sad, because we already know Mia died. Lady Dana? Ah, you're right. It is Lady Dana. She's back. I thought she abandoned us. Just like Queen Sarai and Consul Darius. Is this everyone? Ah, there are fewer people.
Oh no. At this rate, it's going to...
Lady Dana.
Yeah, is this where we're gonna find out where she got her conviction to rest for thousands of years? Oh, this hurts so much. Why is this happening? She must have frost fever. When Eternian body temperature gets too low, they're more susceptible to illness. Many people have lost their life in this disease. It looks like the disease is in its early stages though. I know it's not much, but I have some medicinal herbs I found. I hope you feel better soon. Really? When the word spreads off, I'm gonna die? I don't wanna die yet. I don't wanna die. These kind of scenes always reminds me of the time for Spider-Man and Tony Stark. Yeah. It's right here! He was so full of energy and inspired everyone around him. I was so proud of my little brother, but he died so fast after he got sick. At least he was quick, I guess. If only you had come sooner. Who am I kidding? It wouldn't have made a difference. Piss off. Got nothing to say to you. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. You want us to abandon the capital? Screw you. If you people had done your jobs in the first place, it would have never have happened. That's not the point. I was born in the capital, but my family died when I was young. Since I have no family, I've decided to help everyone I can. I'm afraid I can be so clumsy sometimes. I need to help him. Lady Olga brought us some medicine, so my father has finally been able to sleep, but I don't think he has very much time left. Don't worry, Dad. I'm not going anywhere. Oh, it's you, Dana. Sneak out of the temple again? Huh, you're a candidate to become the next maiden. You should act like one. Here, eat this. I'm sure you're eating enough. Rosa, your memory. She's gotten much weaker. If another cold front comes. Yes, we need to hurry. Dog of the great tree, enemy of Eternia. You've got some nerve going back here. Get out of here. We don't need you. Enough. I will not allow you to disrespect Lady Dana. It's okay, Restal. I understand their pain and their desperation. You don't understand anything. Leave us the hell alone. Lady Dana, I'm so happy you're back. It's good to see you too, Sienna. I'm glad you're doing well. Of course. I mean, a lot has happened, but... Lady Dana, I have some bad news about Odo. What happened? Just a few days ago, he used the loss of his essence to protect us from a cold front. I tried to stop him. I told him not to overwork himself. Don't cry. You wouldn't want that. I'm sorry to have to tell you this when you've only just returned, so please, come inside. I've been waiting for you. My entire family died from frost fever. I fled my homeland and came all the way here. How long must we endure this fate? It's really you. Welcome back, Lady Dana. It's good to be back, Sia. Thank you for taking care of everyone. But please, don't push yourself too hard. You're still recovering from an injury. Oh, I'll be fine. Besides, I'm good at this stuff. And me and my mom are doing okay, thanks to everyone. I gotta pay them back somehow. I see. Thank you, Sia. No mention... Ooh. Prayer tree. It's a prayer tree. I wonder if someone planted it here. I must report to Olga right away.
But our food supply is scarce. The stockpile commissioned by the Queen is nearly empty.
As things stand now, we may not outlast the cold.
Do you think this winter will ever end? They say Lady Dana no longer receives visions. If she has lost her powers, as the rumors suggest, she has no right to lead us.
Mind your tone. Lady Dana risked her life to travel north and investigate. Even if she has lost her powers, her dedication to her people is without question.
That's not what I meant. I just...
Stop it, both of you. This argument is pointless. Regarding our food supply, we have potatoes stored in the underground sanctuary. We'll ask anyone who is able to bring them here.
Oh, I see. Thank you, Lady Olga. I'll let the people know right away.
Also, I know there are still pockets of survivors in the city. I want you to investigate, and tell any survivors you find to evacuate to this location.
Good idea. Anyone who's still out there won't survive the next cold front. My men and I will depart at once.
Good. I'm counting on you both.
Yeah. Olga, all the way to the end, she'll be in service of the Queen. Okay, nothing here.
Dana?
It's been a long time. I have returned.
I'm glad to see you're safe. You surprised me when you said you were leaving the capital to investigate the northern nations.
I'm sorry.
Well, no matter. What's the situation in the north?
Well, about that.
Chilling.
We should discuss this in private. So, the northern nations have been annihilated.
It gets even colder the further north you go.
That can only mean any survivors have most likely migrated south of the capital.
I would assume as much. The surviving Saurians are migrating south as we speak. I hope we all make it through this.
The southern nations are not so prosperous, but at least hope can still be found there. The real question is, what should we do?
Right. Olga, we should leave the capital and travel to the southern nations. We can even provide what resources we have here as a way of helping.
Your ideas are always so bold. Still, I knew you would suggest that.
So you're saying...
You do have a point, is all. But let me think about it a bit.
Huh?
Rumor has it you don't receive visions anymore. But you still receive visions. Don't you, Dana?
Yes.
I
But
see.
not very good ones.
Then I need to think about this very carefully. Let's talk again tomorrow morning.
Olga.
I'm sorry, Dana. I need to excuse myself. There's something I must take care of before nightfall.
Is this when she makes the final will and testimony that we found? It is, isn't it?
Lady
She-
Dana,
She knew the mission would be hard,
Roscoe.
so she made a will and
what did
testimony.
Lady Olga say?
Yes. Well, she'll have an answer tomorrow.
Oh, I see. Lady Olga grew up in the capital, so the thought of leaving must be a very difficult one. In that case, what do we do about our preparations?
I must ready myself as well.
Lady Dana?
It's nothing. Let's prepare as we planned.
Understood.
Yeah.
I shall take my leave then, and begin the preparations. Will you be returning to the palace?
I'm going to take a walk around the capital before I return.
What? At this hour? Shall I escort you?
No, I'll be fine. I just need to gather my thoughts.
I understand. Please be careful.
Yeah. And she needs to mentally prepare herself for settling in for the time being. I wonder if we see the decision of Olga before then, or if this is the time that we go into the tree. I do like this scene though. It is like the missing part between the downfall and the new beginning. And let's be honest, we know that humanity can survive an ice age because we have done so in the past, because we are still here. So it's not strange to think that Eternians might have survived as well, at least small parts of it, if they went down to the southern equator of the planet, where it's the warmest it can be. It's still cold as hell, but it will give them a fighting chance. And I've said this before, there is a chance that Eternians are basically the pre-evolution of humans, maybe. That we grew from them from this cycle into the next one. Or there might be a kingdom hidden somewhere, on a hidden place where only Eternians live.
Let's move on.
Would be a very cool thought though, for maybe an extra side quest game or whatever. DLC for East 9. Yeah, I would love to see that. If that exists at least. Alright. The Great Tree of Origins. All her memories. All her decisions. Olga, everyone.
Hey!
What? That's... Io? It's Io. Is it you, Io? Are you okay? Yeah, let's talk to her. Maybe we can get the message. The final one she was about to give us.
Ready.
Because we are the ones she was searching for, according to what we've read about.
Hi, lady.
Io, I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, me too. Io, I'm not the maiden of the Great Tree anymore. You're not? I'm not so sure. What do you mean? I mean, it's not easy for a person to stop doing what they do. I think you're similar to someone I know. I wonder what she's talking about. By the way, what are you doing in a place like this? You need to evacuate to the palace. It won't be safe here. I'm fine. Anyway, my maiden, I came here today to fulfill my promise. Promise? Yeah, I know it's sad, but it's time to say farewell. Io, you're... Oh, sorry. There's so much I need to explain. I'll tell you everything at the usual place. What? I'm sure we'll see each other soon, but it's bye for now. So maybe that brand we saw in the bottom of the sanctuary? She's gone. As usual, she's a little hard to understand. The usual place must be... sanctuary. Yeah. Because like I said in the previous episode, there was the sign on the bottom of the sanctuary. There was a sign that we got an interaction that there is nothing here yet. So if she's there, it could be the final message she has for us. Which of course we want to see. No side quests. No, I think we've done all the side questing. I think this is just story related, history related. The flow of air seems different somehow. The entrance to the sanctuary crypt is open. Io might have gone inside. I can almost guarantee it. One last journey to the bottom. Spear's already gone, so let's go to the Chamber of Magma. And go into the final symbol. Dana, it has been a long time. Jenya, I haven't seen you in ages. What are you doing here? Jenya's not the only one here. Well, I'm just passing through. We are in your debt. Spirits. I see. This is goodbye. Thou hast noticed. The Great Tree has begun the cycle of selection and rejection. Even weird spirits are not exempt. Yes, for we are born of this earth. Thus, we must one day return to it. Such is our faith. That must be the reason we've been gathered here. We're the only spirit that remain on earth. I'm sorry. You all lent your power too. I'm sorry I wasn't able to save you. I know it's hard, must be for you, but please don't be sad. Yes, we are just disturbances in the earth made manifest. We are simply returning to our original form. Oh. Goodbye, Dana. I'm not sure what you're trying to do, but give it your all. Should we fade away, the protection we've granted thee will fade as well. Thou must make haste. But isn't this the final floor of the crypt? No. Unexplored depths still remain. But you must be careful, for a being of great evil awaits you. Evil? Ah, yes. You encountered that being before. It did not go so well for you, as I recall. Well, I know them very well, so... this is not going as smoothly as I'd hoped. We spirits are remarkably terrible at cooperating with one another. But this is our last chance. I want to reveal everything. I feel the same way, but I think we're confusing poor Dana. You're all so energetic. I almost feel like you're trying to cheer me up. Actually, our lively demeanor is all thanks to you. Have you realized it by now, Dana? We've come this far because you appealed to us. Not only did your actions help your fellow Eternians, but you helped us as well. Yes, thanks to you we can face our fate with a sense of peace. I'm very thankful for you, so please do not forget about us. Yes, I won't forget any of you, not ever. This is why you're... What's happening? A blade upgrade in the past. Oh, as I recall, those weapons are made from pure orichalcum. Yes, this reaction bodes well. What do you mean? Spirits have a natural affinity towards orichalcum, for its origins in crystalline veins that run deep beneath the earth. Our sublimation has begun. We should be returned to the earth, yet we find ourselves drawn to your weapons. This is what we desire. We would be honored to help you in whatever small way we can. And though our end is nigh, I'm glad we could give you this wonderful gift. Yes, indeed. I hope your power is able to help you, Dana, so please use it wisely. Yes, I promise I will cherish this keepsake you've given me always. The end is here. Though bittersweet, let us bid our farewells. We're glad we got to spend our final moments with you, Dana. Thank you very much. No, thank you, spirits. I won't let your final wish be in vain. I will do everything in my power. Dana's Adol sphere now contains the power of the spirits. Alright, so that's probably a unique weapon she has in this time. Yeah, it is. I think it is actually the weapon she's using in the future, the one we're using right now, at least visually, of course. Because it's probably not the exact same thing, because it has some difference to it as well. Nice. But let's say that there was more depth to it. So there is one final deity we need to defeat. One final challenge. This engraving. Perhaps this is what Wagmore was talking about. Lay your hands upon it and open it up. Okay, so shall this be a puzzle? An entire dungeon again? Or just a fight with the final beast of eternity? Knowing more about the kingdom's history may not solve anything. But I want to see this through to the very end. Right. Amy? What are you doing here? Dana, you might know my very existence has begun to return to the veins of the earth, but still, I want to help you. In the same way the others granted you their protection, I'm going to do the will myself to remain here. So that's why I can remain here just a little while longer, so please let me know if you need anything. Now I can help you to the very end makes me happy. Amy. Thank you. I'll do everything I can to make sure those who have lent me their power are not disappointed. Yes. Alright, let's give me my... 100% medication. Well, we have 1160, 100% of 10. I think we have enough. Unless there is a better accessory. No, I think this will be it. So we have actually one boss and the final trial entrance. Yeah, it's also epic. So let's see if we can No, that cannot be it. I think we still need to go through the entire segment in order to get there, so let's do that. And we do need to fight all these monsters, because any level we gain will help us in the long run. Let's first remove all the shields before we start fighting them.
Here goes. Luminous.
There it is. I'm pretty sure that whatever level we have will be fine, because this is a past event, so we can change what we did here. There were no real locations where you could actually grind levels with her. So I'm guessing by defeating all the enemies we see here, we'll be pushed to a level the game wants us to be in order to defeat whatever they're going to throw at us. And then it's just us using our skills to get things done. Which we know we can do, because we're not bad at what we do. Alright, let's... Give me 1 or 2 extra lanes. Just cause you can. We know you want to, so just give it up. Yeah, that's definitely an arena. So full medicine, essence fragments, remedy, and burn medicine. Yeah. So the enemy that we're gonna face is gonna burn our asses alive. Alright. Yeah, I guess we're ready for it. We have enough healing items to push our way through. We'll accept to do it with the level we have. Because, yeah, of course we could teleport ourselves out here, teleport us back, defeat the enemies over and over and over until we are level 70 or something, but I don't see the point of doing it. I think we're good enough right now with the accessories and the equipment that we have, so let's do this.
That's a monolith.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this one so large, though?
A lot of information.
You finally made it. Dana Iclucia. No, Maiden of the Great Tree. Just kidding! Hiya, lady! Nice to see you again.
Yo.
I'm surprised you came here, considering all that's happened. You're really trying your best to lead everyone to the very end.
Like she
It's
should.
clear to me now that you're no ordinary Eternian. Are you a warden?
Who can say? Sorry, but you're no exception, Dana. I need to make sure you're worthy too. Even I can't stop the ritual that's underway in this sanctuary. Here goes.
Yes, the trial that we've been doing since the beginning of the game, for it we first get down into the sanctuary. Show us your true form, Io, and let us battle it out.
What?
This is gonna be great. None of the previous maidens ever gathered this many spirits.
Huh?
Yes, you are worthy of facing me, Io, as your final opponent. Don't think this is gonna be as easy as your other fights.
I don't
Now
want
let's
it.
go. Come at me with everything you've got.
Hell yeah. The strongest among the spirits. Innocence unleashed, Io, the purest of maidens. Is he the original maiden? The first
She's
one?
a Saurian now? Is this a fabled Eternian transformation technique? Io, I don't know who or what you are, but I see you're a trial that I must overcome. So be it. I will fight you with everything I've got, until only one of us remains standing.
Yippee-ki-yay.
My, that's a magnificent look in your eye. Come on, entertain me, wandering maiden. Here goes.
Of course, the normal form needs to be used for this. Okay, he's definitely strong, so a little bit on the same level as the golem we found in the Silent Tower. So this is just gonna take time. But time is what we have. Skill is what we can bring. And healing we have in bountiful supply. Doesn't mean I'm gonna try not to use them, of course. At least the lion's share of it. Oh god, she switched elements.
I really can't hold back in this form.
She's using Gratica. One hit and I'm done for.
Wait, I think that's a little bit of exaggeration, but basically, be careful.
How about this?
Let's see if I can withhold myself from using her skill until she is stunned. Bash, bash, bash! Get the first bar out of the way. Yep, there's the first bar.
Luminous! Alright, Dana. Let's move on to the next bit of fun.
She's fast. She's using Luminous.
Well, Dana. Come on, Dana. Try to keep up with me.
No, you try keeping up with me. So this is my form. Yeah, that one is basically unavoidable. Don't become cheapy, yo. Alright, halfway there. Keep your hopes up, everybody.
Change! I'll show you something special! Impressive, Dana. I guess I better take this more seriously.
Well, I'm really hoping that there isn't really a one-hit kill move, because that will be cheap as hell, and I will not forgive the game for that.
No, it doesn't matter who you are. I won't lose.
Alright, I think it's time to get some burn on that. And while we're at it, might as well heal a little bit. Come on, let's get her over to the next form. But we're sure that once we get out of the yellow, she will come back to an enhanced Redka form. Don't you? Right, ultimate luminous form. It's gonna be a scary one. We'll thought she would do that a little bit later when we are at the last bar, but hey, give it to me.
You're pretty good. I'm having a lot of fun.
Holding on somehow. Now I need to find a way to win.
You're giving everything you've got, but me? I'm just getting started.
Get down here. Just because you can fly doesn't mean you should use it against a grounded enemy. Let's be a little bit fair. Yeah, we need to be careful. I think burn is the only thing I really need to go against. Because... Ooh, that's why. Because burn can drain your energies like nobody's business. And that's, I should have done this. Just get that lead away as well. You know that starting to... Ooh, she's changing it up randomly. Oh, don't go crazy on me now. What the hell are you trying to do here? Doesn't matter what you change into, it's still going down. This is what I call slightly cheap, isn't it? Just trying to push me away while attacking, not being able to get out of the move totally unless I'm perfect. But it doesn't matter. Like I said, we have more than enough healing items to push our way through this. Would love to have one more crack at an ultimate moveset. So close, load it up. Well, so far, every time when she's on the Gruddica form.
How about this?
Alright, might as well. We gotta prove ourselves worthy of being the Maiden. I think we're doing just that. That's the one I'm looking for. Oh, careful. Don't want to burn ourselves up. I wonder what the reaction reason for it is. Is it because I removed the burn that she went over to Eresia? Or is there no rhyme or reason to it? So close, so close.
Now I can keep going.
No, you will not push me away for this last bit. Yes! Push it! Got it! It was a good fight. It was a really good fight. I did.
I think I won. But where's Io?
Well, this sucks. You were strong enough to defeat my Saurian form. You have surely overcome many hardships to stand here as the final maiden. Alright, don't be modest now. Walk forward and examine the final monolith.
The final bit of Eternian history, probably. Or at least I hope so. Let's round up the entire thing. Give us the information we've been missing. Is there something behind? Nope.
The final monolith.
Yes.
It activated. The last record was about the saint who saved people from the cataclysms of the Great Tree.
The king was bewildered. He believed the Great Tree brought blessings when it was finally actually disaster incarnate. Having discovered the truth, the king found himself trapped in a downward spiral of terror. But Saint Jurianus stood before the king. The Great Tree may be disaster incarnate, but it also gave life to Eternia. What does make the Great Tree if not the world itself? For the future of our people, we must escape this truth. The Great Tree can never be uprooted. The Light King accepted the wisdom of the saint and placed the Great Tree under his protection. The Wall of Truth in the garden, which depicted the threat posed by the Great Tree, was sealed deep underground. As time passed, the Light King grew old, and Jurianus, the Saint of Salvation, died as he lived, in total tranquility. Rain fell upon the capital over a month, as if the sky itself was in mourning. But when a woman, a disciple of the saint, offered a prayer, the rain ceased, and sunlight shined down on the capital. She erected a temple south of the capital where she would calm the Great Tree, and reports of her exploits soon found way to the king. The king approved of this, and the Eternians received the blessings of the heavens as they entered a new era of prosperity. The woman remained in Eternia and became the first maiden to devote herself to the Great Tree. In time, the Great Tree became a symbol of prosperity for the kingdom. The king decreed that the temple stood on equal footing as the palace, and thus was the kingdom of Eternia founded. And Io was the first one.
So this is the final chapter of the lost history of Eternia's founding. I never knew the real history behind the temple. The people would be shaken to their cores if they found out about this. But then, who built this sanctuary? And why? There's more.
An epilogue.
As the people enjoy their prosperity, the threat depicted on the Wall of Truth will one day be lost to time forever. But the threat will come one day, like a bubble that must eventually burst. You maidens who have come to the sanctuary, you maidens who are my successors, you will know this truth and bear it on your soul forever. That is the true duty of all maidens, the reason for their very existence. Until such a day that the final maiden arrives. This message is for all the maidens of the Great Tree, and...
Well, don't you look surprised.
Io, are you actually...
Looks like you figured it out.
Way
Yes.
before this.
I am Io, the first maiden of the Great Tree. You did a wonderful job overcoming my trials, Dana.
I knew it. But why do you look like that?
This form is just a manifestation of my soul. My power is weakened over many years, which is why I look like a child now. But finally, I'm able to fulfill my duty.
Io, I mean Lady Io. What is your duty?
Preparing the maiden.
Lady Io, huh? I don't like formalities any more than you do, Dana. I prefer you keep calling me Io like you've been doing.
Huh? Okay.
This sanctuary is where I revealed the true history to the maidens. But when I say history, I don't just mean the past. I also mean the present and the future.
The present and the future?
Yes, for you see, this sanctuary exists to reveal the truth to every maiden of the Great Tree.
Does this mean all the past maidens knew the truth about the Great Tree?
I wouldn't lie to you. You've seen it with your own eyes, haven't you? I've been revealing the truth in this way so the wardens wouldn't notice.
I don't believe it.
Not every maiden could handle the truth either. Some of them cussed me out or accused me of being a heretic. Others just went mad from the revelation. Even so, I wanted the maidens to know the truth. But you were able to figure it out before I even told you.
Why have you been doing this?
The Great Tree of Origins will destroy Eternia. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. Someday, you won't be able to do the things you currently take for granted. The world is a cruel place. At times, it even feels like a fleeting dream. Perhaps the same could be said of people's lives. No matter who you are, everyone meets death in the end. Whether you're a highborn noble or a lowborn bandit, everyone must return to the void of nothingness. Consider every action a person performs in their lifetime, every decision that they make. Do you think they're meaningless? You'll have to face that day too, Dana. What will you think when it finally comes? Will you think your life was meaningless? I shouldn't have become a maiden. It wasn't worth all the suffering. I should have worn my mother's ring and kept my vision sealed away. Was I only helping people just to feel like I mattered? Or maybe you'll think to yourself, I wish I had never been born. Will you regret your life to that extent?
No. I would never think that. All my experiences are the reason I was able to connect with so many people. If even one of those events were different, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I think that's true of Eternia as well. The decisions made by you, the royals, and our ancestors, that is our inheritance. That's why we're alive right now. Even if Eternia disappears, or if I disappear, whoever succeeds us will inherit our legacy. So, even if Eternia is on the verge of extinction, I don't think my actions were meaningless.
Wow. I didn't think you'd actually have a response for me. Yes, you exist as you do now because of me. And your existence is proof that I once existed. I hoped your brand of determination would be the thread that tied all the maidens together throughout the ages.
Yo, so that's the reason you've been telling the maidens the truth about the Great Tree.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I was worried about how you'd handle the burden of being the final maiden, but I see I was worrying over nothing.
Thank you for worrying about me, though. Still, Io, even if this world seems like a fleeting dream, no matter what happens, as long as the world goes on, so do our wills. So I won't give up until I'm ready.
Wow, I'm impressed. You know far more than I expected you to. I guess you have your own answers.
Yes.
Looks like there's nothing left for me to tell you. I'll leave the rest to the younger generation. I'm getting too old for this stuff anyway.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
I certainly didn't expect to have this conversation with you. But thanks to you, I feel like I can see this through.
Thank you too. Perhaps it's irresponsible of me to say this, but... Go get him, Dana!
I will.
And this, of course, also made her final decision more determined because she wanted to help the future generation, the next cycle, the right cycle, the one that would beat the Lacrimosa.
Lady Dana! Everyone accompanying us is ready. Once you're ready, we can depart.
Thank you, Rastal. Could
Yes.
you give me a moment? We'll leave as soon as I'm done.
Yes, my lady.
Dana, must you leave so soon?
Yes. The next cold front will be here soon. It's just the calm before the storm.
I see. I'm sorry I cannot come with you.
It's okay.
I want everyone to choose the decision that suits them best. That includes the people who have chosen to remain in the capital. Their choice is not a practical one, but I now understand why they have made it.
Olga.
Also, some people still blame you for what happened. It is best for us if I stay behind to lead them through what is to come. Everyone must walk a path of their own choosing, so they can face their final moments with pride.
I would expect nothing less from you, Olga.
What do you mean?
It's nothing. Very well then. This is not goodbye, is it?
No, it most certainly is not.
Well, till your future recording reveals your final message. And of course the next part is the moment of Dana. 1 year later.
It's so quiet. I'm back, everyone. It's been a year. I knew this day would come. Still, I'm really nervous. It's finally happening. I finally get to meet Adol.
Yeah. And there it is. Full circle. The truth and duty passed down to every maiden. It must have been a heavy responsibility. You must have surpassed all that has to come to this era. You're just full of surprises, aren't you? I don't know about that. But I think Io would have been surprised. Not just her. I bet Olga and little Rastal would have been surprised too. They probably would have said, "You're full of surprises, Dana." I'm sure they would have been proud of you, Dana. I don't know. Yeah, let's finish this. It is time to end it all. Well, after seeing that, I don't know how anyone would want to stop. Yes, I won't let the future be taken from us. Agreed. Even a transport has the right to deny any unreasonable request. We made it this far because of Dana's hard work. Now it's our turn to work hard. Maybe you still haven't done enough. Let's work together, Ricotta. Indeed. Come on, Adol, let's return to Octus. Yep. Rastal, Etla, Cecile, Olga, Io. The world we wanted to protect is gone now, but the world has definitely inherited our hope. I hope someday I can tell you all about it. When we travel to the next dimension. What does that mean? I don't know, but yeah. Let's see. No requests available, so still, you're still not working with me. But yeah, it is a longer episode, but I felt that we needed to compact everything in this one episode in order to give it its full right here. So, but I am gonna leave it here. Yes. So next time we're gonna continue on with the main story and going straight into Octus and see what we can do with our empowered sword, because that last flicker, that purple light, is probably Io giving her blessing to the weapon, making it even more powerful and maybe enabling the true ending to happen. So yeah, that's gonna be next time. Until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. Till next time, bye bye.